Welcome to a special episode of the Pop-Up Podcast. Your boy Prime Beats here with my beautiful wife Courtney Smith. Holla at the people.
Hey, how y'all doing?
So today we just pretty much want to cover marriage, a little bit of our story, and the importance of God in the midst of your marriage. So before we get started, baby, just share with the people where you're from.
Hey, I am from Mississippi. I was born and raised there. Um, we stayed there for a while when my dad entered into the military, boot camp military, and then we started moving around when he graduated boot camp for the military, and so we moved here twice, and once when I was younger, and then when I was a teenager. And I graduated from Sandalwood here. So we've been here ever since I've graduated high school.
How was it like moving around just with your dad in the Navy? I know you probably have seen a lot of the world that most people haven't seen. How was that experience for you? I know you had to adapt to like different changes with schools, meet new friends.
It was different at first because I didn't like the moving and meeting new people. But as time went on, I adapted to it and I enjoyed it.
That's what's happening. And I had a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, that kind of experience as well when my stepdaddy had got stationed at Fort Benning the time that I lived with my mom. So it definitely was a different experience for me. I ended up moving back with my grandma. But just to really dive into our story, a lot of people don't know 2014 was a change for us. We went from owning a business to having everything that we could think of to me not listening to you by making poor business moves, by loaning money to different people that didn't have my best interests at heart and they didn't pay it back. And I remember you were saying like you can't save everybody. Stop like because I would go in the store and just pay for random people groceries, especially if I seen an old lady look like she was on a fixed income, and just to be a blessing. But it wasn't the thing to do. You know what I mean? It's okay to give sometimes, but you can't give all. You got to make sure your house good. But how did that experience affect you with what we was going through, during that season?
It was hard. I never experienced anything like that before, so it was different. It was a different experience and a learning experience, and we got through it.
Definitely got through it by the grace of God.
Yes.
And I'll never forget sitting in the car in the park trying to figure out what the next move was. I had asked you to go back to your parents until I got on my feet and figured it out. And you pretty much told me you ain't going nowhere. Say when I married you, say for better or for worse. The worst is now I'm not going anywhere. Like I know the average woman wouldn't even did anything like that. So that's when I knew you loved me. I knew you loved me before then, but it just hit different. You know what I mean? So that took a strong woman, and God blessed us many years later to get back on our feet. And
Right.
He's still been keeping us through this whole time. So that goes into the next subject I want to tie into. What do you think the importance of having God in our marriage is? How important is it to you?
It's important because he will, watch over us, our union, and you know, give us discernment and for us to read together and pray together, and just be one.
Yeah. And I can admit, like, we kind of dropped the ball on the reading together. We have to read together more. Both of us do read,
Yeah.
but we haven't read together as much as we used to. So that's one thing that we'll start back doing is reading together. You know what I mean? It's nothing like seeking God together in the Word. I mean, we pray together and things of that nature, but we got to read together as well.
Right.
So in every marriage, there's always room to improve. Like today, you know what I mean? I took the day off to spend time with my wife for us to spend time together because I'm going to be gone all day doing the detention center tomorrow. So this year, my goal is to be a better person, to be a better me so that I can be better in my marriage, a better husband, a better father. Not to say I'm a bad husband or a bad father, but we can all grow. We can all improve. It's things that we have to work on to keep this thing going. Like the old folks say, you got to keep doing what you was doing when you first met them to keep them. You know what I mean? So that begins with working on ourselves. Sometimes we can get complacent as people and not realize our flaws and don't work on them. So I know like What do you think has kept our marriage together this long? We've been married since 2011. We're in 2025 right now. You know what I mean?
Praying and seeking God um, for one another, praying for each other. And we don't read all the time together, but when we did, that helps too.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I would agree. You know, God first and foremost, but our love for one another and trying to understand when we don't understand. You know,
Right.
we can pray when we don't understand one another, but I mean, I'm a male, you're a female. Sometimes we're not gonna understand each other, but we got to work our best not to disagree, but to try to get on one accord. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what everybody should do in their marriage. Like when you're not understanding one another, talk about things. Try not to go to sleep angry. Try to go to sleep bickering or disagreeing, because it's not gonna be healthy the next day. You know what I'm saying? You let things linger over. So like I say, none of us are perfect. We all got room to grow, and that's what we've been doing for the most part, and that's what kept us together so long. And we got many more years together. And I know we came up with a challenge mid last year. I wouldn't say a challenge, but a difference. We found out our 5 year old has autism, and you know that's kind of different. Like I can admit, at first I was in denial when you was like, "Let's go get her tested," because I didn't see what you saw. You know what I mean? And I didn't understand it. I just thought she was a child. You know what I'm saying? Acting out and certain things,
Yeah.
but it was more to it. What has been the most difficult part with the diagnosis since Nyla's been diagnosed for you?
Just understanding her needs and her wants and trying to figure it out. Every day is a new day. So
Yeah,
every day is not going to be the same. It's kind of different.
yeah,
So just trying to figure it out.
yeah. I can say with me, what's been challenging is like sometimes when she may have a temper tantrums, different ways to try to calm her down or to be a little bit more patient. Because sometimes as humans, we're not as patient because we don't understand. And I know when we came up with the challenge of we seen her language arts grade wasn't the best, but she was excelling everywhere else.
Right.
You continue to study with her, you know what I mean? You continue to work with her. And I picked up on something as well. I was just like, she can learn a song like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me just try the words in the song form, and it helped us. So with both of us putting our ideas together, you working with her with the words and me making the song, her grades improved. So it's a step day by day, and I would challenge any autistic parent out there, parent dealing with an autistic child, think outside the box when it comes to teaching your child and join like groups for parents with autism
Right.
is something that we did. Sometimes we don't have all the answers. A lot of the times we don't have all the answers. But if you have a group of people that's already going through or already done been through what you're going through, they can help guide you. That way you don't make some of the same mistakes they did. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know it could be a challenging thing just with a child, but it's a blessing at the same time. Definitely a blessing. I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, God's plan is always perfect, so we gotta trust His will and His way. What's the importance of a date night?
It's really important because y'all, you get to sit down, eat together, talk about your day,
Yeah,
um, just have real conversation without your kids,
yeah,
you know, bothering you with, I want more to drink, I want more to eat, stuff like that. So, um, it's always nice to have a date night
yeah,
and hang out,
yeah.
just talk
Yeah, like right now,
and eat your food while it's hot.
that's real. And right now, like our daughter's at school, so with me taking a day off, we actually on a date breakfast.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we got to fit it in when we can because we don't have the luxury all the time to have a babysitter. So
Yes.
I just thank God for this time right now and that we can spend time together, and we're going to go do a couple of more things after this. But you got to fit that quality time in. You can never lose yourself in your marriage. Never act like you're old. You know what I mean? Like you got to continue to do things that you did when you first got together and increase your effort. If not, you're going to lose the spark. And if you lose the spark, start doing simple things. Like even for people out there that may not have the money, you can go walk on the beach. You can just go spend time anywhere at a park. Go take a blanket out on the beach at night and just lay out there and enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? So never make an excuse if you don't have the funds. If you do have the funds, there's a million and one things you can go do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know for me, and I ask you the same thing, but I want to kind of just talk about this. It's important to have your me time as well. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to get to a place where you just do the things that you want to do, because sometimes as parents and as husbands, fathers, wives, we be so caught up into everybody else's needs that we forget about ourselves sometimes. So what's the important of me time for you?
Um, just hanging out, doing something that I like to do. Getting a coffee. Um, shopping.
But how important is it to you? Like,
It's very important because I need that time to myself. Most all the time. So for me to get out and do something by myself is top priority for me. So when it is time, I'm ready to go. You know, so
what would you say one of the biggest misconceptions if people don't know you? What you think people perceive of you that don't know you that may not be true?
um, I don't know really.
Yeah,
I'm quiet and until I get to know you, and people might think I'm stuck up, and I'm not. I'm just quiet. You know.
because she really got jokes at the house, and she got bars too. She can rap a little bit.
So yeah, I'm nice.
Yeah,
I would think,
yeah.
and so yeah, I'm just quiet.
I would say the same thing. Like I know you don't really know a person, you don't let people get too close
Yeah.
to you, and I understand why. I mean, that's something that I have to work on. Like I'm more the outgoing one. I try to befriend anybody, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not meant to link up with certain people or yoke up with certain people when they don't have your best interests at heart. But then again, can't be too standoffish in a sense. And I don't ever want to get to that point where I can't reach people, you know what I mean? But I just have to be cautious in this season and complete what God has for me, you know what I mean? Task He has for me. So I can understand. So when we start dating, what was the most thing that draws you to want to be together, like forever, this forever thing of marriage?
Just your personality, and you were outgoing and fun. Um, and just like to have fun.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
outspoken.
And I think what drew me to you just was you was real elegant, you was different. You know what I mean? You meant what you said, and you ain't going for the okie doke either. You know what I mean? You went no pushover. So you said what you expected out of a relationship and out of a man. You know what I mean? And you pretty much were telling me, hey, don't waste my time. You know what I mean? And I wasn't here to waste your time, but we here all these years later. So I just thank you for being stern and being yourself. You know what I mean? If you can encourage anybody in marriage out there, what would you leave them with before we get up off of here today?
Um, just work on your marriage. You know, pray to God, talk to God. Um, get in your praying closet and just work it out if you have problems.
That's real.
You know,
And man, always
and
keep it.
therapy. There's always therapy.
That's true too. You can all and man, never be afraid to do therapy. I'm in it right now. You know what I'm saying? To better myself as a person, to face some childhood trauma. You know what I'm saying? And some things that I went through before. Because sometimes as men, we need an outlet as well, just as well as women. Never be afraid to go talk to somebody.
I see a
And,
therapist also.
yeah.
So, I
So
mean, there's help out there.
yeah, definitely is. Well, I know on 2025 is looking real big for us. We will be launching different shades of beauty again. That's my wife's baby. She sells plus size clothes. I'm gonna let you talk about it. You stop talking about it. Tell the people what you got coming, baby.
Different Shades of Beauty will relaunch this year, 2025. It's a online boutique for plus size women. We sell plus size clothes, obviously, and so we'll have new inventory. And this is the year that it will definitely take off,
In Jesus' name.
and it'll work out.
Definitely will. And also rescuing our youth. I will be pushing this thing full forward this year. We will be building a transition center. I am raising funds for that right now. So if you like to donate, you can visit us at rescuingouryouth.org. Make a donation. Anything from $1 on up is a blessing. I need the help. It's going to cost me several $100,000 to build this facility to make sure that we can provide a safe place for kids to have a fresh start in a safe environment by teaching young men life skills so that they won't have to go out there and do the same things that they did that led them into the detention center, and also to decrease some of this crime rate that we're seeing. A lot of people are talking about the crime rate and about the youth, but they're not doing anything about it. So that's why rescuing our youth is filling that void. And also, if you like to make a donation for us to be able to run this year, we do a lot of outreach ministry. We feed the homeless. I'm going to a detention center on tomorrow, so I know those things cost. I'm going to get a case of hot dogs and hamburgers, so things like that cost. So your donations would be gladly appreciated. You know what I mean? And also, the music is coming. Got a new album on the way as well. And there's a lot of big things for 2025, but most importantly, we want to keep God first, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay positive. Keep God first. Anything else you got, baby?
No, that's it.
And we out.
You where you supposed to be. Every king needs a queen, I feel complete when you're next to me. A man find a wife, find a good thing, and you the best of me.